All right, joining me now here on the Matthew Filipowicz show is Brianna Kendall. Brianna is an education specialist who is here to discuss some exciting new developments in preschool teaching techniques. Brianna, thanks so much for being on the show.
Hi, thanks, Matt. It's actually Brianna. Brianna
Oh,
Kendall.
sorry about that.
Sorry, just a little little
Oh,
fox pause right there.
uh,
It's just really neat to be here. And I am an educational. What did you call me? An
uh,
educational. What was
an
it?
education specialist?
Yeah, that's that's so fancy. I'm really just a plain old preschool teacher that is lucky enough to be on the forefront of some really neat teaching techniques. And I just would like to share those with you and your listening audience today.
That's great. So tell us, what are these new techniques that you've developed?
Well, at the school that I'm lucky enough to work at, it's called Sunshine and Learning Academy. We really focus on the future life skills that our students will need in their future lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you're aware, but there have been a lot of studies done recently that have been promoting the power of preschool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. It seems like a very positive thing in a child's life. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't want to name the studies specifically because I don't want to seem elitist, but let's just say that there are a lot of studies that say that the things that children are taught in preschool are things that they use the rest of their lives. And there's also studies that are being done right now that shows that a large percentage of children, especially male children, will end up in prison.
Um, in prison.
Yes, along
Yeah.
with a number of other people. The prison populations are growing, and a great way for us to get a handle on the prisoners that are coming into the prison system is to teach them early on the life skills that they are going to need behind bars. And that's where we come in at the Sunshine Learning Academy. We teach the kids the skills that they will need to survive the big time.
So you're teaching preschoolers prison survival
We are
skills?
setting them up for a successful future wherever it may be, which will probably be prison.
So what are you teaching these children?
Well, a lot of things, Matt. I can just run you through our day.
Yeah.
Um, well, the day doesn't actually go in any specific order. We try to mix it up and do a different schedule each day because that way the children don't have a chance to plan. It just keeps them on their toes. It's like, well, we have nap time or recess. I don't know, but I can't plan a shiv attack if I don't know what's coming, basically. So, we usually start off our day with having the children come in and put their belongings in their cubby holes. And then we
Yeah.
sing our morning song. And should we sing it, Matt? Would you mind
Um,
if we
um,
sang it?
sure. Go ahead.
Okay, it's really fun. It goes like this. Uh, 1, 2, 3. Put your arms up and turn yourself around, 'cause now it's time for your pat down. And then we do a very thorough pat down, myself and my armed assistants.
Oh, so wait a second. When the children come in, the preschoolers, you guys actually pat them
We
down
sing
in
a
the morning,
song. We sing a song,
and then
and
you pat them
then we
down?
teach them that personal space is valuable. And in prison, you don't get a lot of personal space, so we're just preparing them for all the many pat downs they will receive in prison.
I'm sorry. Did you actually say armed guards earlier
Well,
as
they're
well?
armed with love and just mild tasers and small guns. But it's really neat to have assistance because it's by law you are only supposed to be with a certain number of children, like per adult. So it's like 6 children per adult. So you really need assistance because I'm dealing with about 35 children each day.
Okay.
Which, when they're
So
small, you don't think 35 is a lot, but that is a lot of children. So we're trying to keep them in line, keep them doing the things they're supposed to do. And that is invaluable information for prison. Because in prison, it's all about doing what you're told and doing things with others.
Well, don't you think maybe you're teaching them that their civil rights can be violated just by having themselves being patted down
Well,
every single day?
Matt, I really think a
Yes.
lot more than that could be violated if they're not prepared for prison when they go there. So we're just trying to protect the children that won't be ready for prison by telling them what to expect and just giving them a fair shot in life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't see the problem with that in civil rights, Matt. So what did we say? We did that. We did the morning song. And,
Yeah.
we try to promote, besides the notion of no personal space, we try to promote the idea of staying in line. And that's where another song comes in. We sing a really fun song. The kids love this one because sometimes, if they're good, we use our shakers, or we put some pennies in a can, and they're like maracas. So sometimes we use that for this song. But
Yeah.
it's the shackle song, and it goes like this: Shackles, shackles, oh, we wear shackles every day. Shackles, shackles, arms and legs say hooray. And then it teaches them to stay in line, move ahead, and follow directions. And don't try to fight the shackles because it just makes them tighter.
Hold on a second. So every day you actually have the preschool children. They're wearing chains and
There are
shackles.
35 of them. That's a lot of small children. And the assistants and I, we don't have eyes in the back of our head. And also in prison, that is how they move prisoners from location to location. At other preschools, you may see small children holding a rope to keep them in line, holding on a little rope as they walk across the street together, like ducks in a line. But this is like a more secure rope. It's a rope made of chains that's actually locked to the children's appendages. So it's just a little more special, and it really sets them up for that future. It gives them that advantage.
Well, I mean, don't you maybe think, Brianna, that maybe we should.
Brianna.
Okay, Brianna, don't you think, Brianna, that maybe we should, instead of teaching them how to live in prison and preparing them for prison, maybe it would be better to just teach them how to not go to jail?
Well,
And
do you
wouldn't
have
that
$1
be?
billion, Matt? Because that's how much that would cost. We're just trying to do something that's cost efficient, that's going to really have a direct effect on these kids' futures. So we've talked about the morning song and the shackle song, but we don't just sing. We do a lot of arts and crafts projects as well, which
Yeah.
is one of my favorite parts of the day. We can do a whole bunch of things. Sometimes we decorate shivs. Sometimes we make shivs out of objects that we found around the classroom or the yard. Sometimes we paint the shivs, put glitter on them. And lately it's been a struggle, but we've been really working on trying to attach rope to soap. And it's slippery, so it's hard. We might need to use some drills, but we've been working on it.
So you're teaching children to make weapons.
To express themselves to the art of weaponry. It's part of expressing themselves. It's a part of early childhood development, Matt. I don't think that you are the educational expert here. I think that's what my name tag says. But so then after arts and crafts, if we're feeling like it, if we haven't done it already, and if we want to still keep the children on their toes, we put the shackles back on and we go to recess. And it's a great time to just see them kind of vent and just get out their frustration in the yard, which is a neat thing to see.
Yeah. So what happens at recess?
Well, we can do a lot of different activities. There is weightlifting. There is bartering going on. There's a whole very complex barter system that has taken the place of early math learning, which is really nice. We don't need any abacuses. We just need some cigarettes, which is fun. We don't light them or anything. We just use them to barter as bartering tools. They also stand in semicircles talking. And then also the formation of gangs is also an important thing that happens during this time of the day.
Hold on a second. So you're encouraging these students to join gangs?
I'm holding on a lot here, Matt. I am holding on a lot here with all these seconds you keep asking me to hold on to. Don't think I have enough room in my hands. But no, it's really neat to see, Matt, these gangs on the playground because they change every day. Just like the children are changing every day. They're learning, they're developing, they're getting tougher, and they're getting more prepared for their futures. It's just wonderful to see.
So how do children react to this type of treatment that you're giving them?
Well, this is their first time that they've been in school. So this is really just their first experience. They don't know what else to think. And that's why it's so important that we start this early, shaping their innocent minds to be prepared for a life on the inside. Because it's difficult.
Yeah.
We acknowledge that. So sometimes we have nap time because a lot of this is really hard and tiring. And during nap time, we tuck the children in and we give them their shivs because that is a time where we can promote the idea of constant vigilance. That's another thing that's very important to have in prison. Just
Right.
always sleeping with a weapon, always having it on you, never trusting anyone, constant vigilance.
I see. So you,
Something that you can't teach easily. But we know at Sunshine Learning Academy, in our windowless facility, we are really working on it. It's really nice. So that I think that might be it. We've done nap time. There's recess. But I haven't said, if someone acts out, you were asking how they handle it. Sometimes they don't handle it so well and they act out. And
yeah.
that's when we have timeout, or as we call it, solitary. And that's where they can just kind of think over their choices in a cement room.
You lock them into like a solitary confinement room?
Well, they lock themselves into the room with their choices mapped. It's really that simple. And it's sometimes neat for the kids. It's like a little cement fort where they can go with their feelings. It's a fun solitary. It's not like what solitary is really going to be like in prison.
So how is it different? How is it fun? Like
Well, because everything's more fun when you're little. They have a better imagination. So, to solitary, to a grown-up, is some sort of torture, some emotional torture where you don't have contact with human beings, and you also lose touch about who you are deep inside. But preschool solitary, or timeout solitary, is, it could be anything. It could be the children escaping from a witch by hiding in the cellar of a basement. Like that's a really fun imagination scenario for them. Sometimes they pretend it's a rocket ship, sailing them to somewhere else far away from Sunshine and Learning Academy. Sometimes they pretend it's a bathroom. There's just a lot of things that they can pretend that room is, and I think that's why it's better than adult prison, because they still have their imaginations at this point.
I see.
And,
It seems like
you can't get through bars, but your imagination can really take you places.
right. I mean, it seems to me that you're torturing these children.
We're not torturing them, Matt. We are preparing them for their future, because we believe, just like Whitney Houston does, that the children are our future. So instead of letting them lead the way, we just need to stop trusting them right now.
Fair enough. Brianna Kendall, education specialist and preschool teacher, thanks for being on the show.
It's Brianna.